Like you have to have that conversation up front, because it's like if you never had that conversation at all, and then you come to that person and say, yo, what's going on? You dealing with X, Y, and Z. First of all, I never said that I was necessarily committed to you. So you can't force me to be committed to you when we never had that conversation.
But we
That's
can't
what
have that
we can't have that conversation. We're
talking about. I'm not talking to no other woman.
You have a lot of women, Kelly, that think that.
Exactly. And the thing is,
they think when you try to holler at them at iguanas, that's it.
And that's the thing.
They don't understand.
You have to understand. See, you're at a different place.
Listen, this is my boyfriend, by the way. Okay.
How you doing, boyfriend?
When I met him, I said, "You dating anybody else?"
There you go.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm banging this one chick, but it ain't." I said, "Cool, we here," because I'm not stupid. No man is sitting around like a woman, eating chocolate, drinking wine, masturbating every night, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. You know, he's talking to somebody. But to your point, Kellen, you have a lot of women that think it's just them, and that's where.
But I think that the other issue is that women tend to feel that when you start to hold a man accountable, it scares him off.
But see,
a lot of times,
no,
that's nonsense because you're holding crazy.
But let me.
And then it builds these insecurities
But let
in
me
women.
explain something. At the end of the day, what you don't want to do is you do not want to make a man that you never had that conversation with accountable for your emotions. Because that's exactly what you're doing. You never had that conversation with that person.
Right, well, that's true.
So now you're saying, well, now you're accountable for how I feel because you've never had that conversation with me.
But then when I have that conversation, you make it seem like I'm crazy.
But see, at that point, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. At that point, you're establishing the boundary. Now, if that person runs away from the boundary, you need to run away from that person because he's not for you.
Yeah, but then the other aspect of it is that moment that I try to establish that boundary, then I'm crazy.
But look at the cycle, though. I want you to look at the cycle because it goes back to what she said. Now, you don't have that conversation with that person, okay? You're stuck feeling the way that you feel. Now, if you have that conversation with that person and he backs away, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna make an excuse for that person? Or are you gonna say, you know what, you're not for me and I need to walk away from you? Because that's when you go crazy if you decide to stay in something that you know you shouldn't be in the first place. Because he's giving you the signs already that, hey, I'm running away from your boundary right now. I'm showing you that I'm not for you.
How about you not have a problem with my boundary? Because that's
But you can't
right?
force somebody to not have a problem with your boundary.
Yeah, I think
you can't force
you
that.
gotta have that conversation from day
because
one.
If I say I have a problem with your boundary, you can't say, well, you can't.
For me personally, there's an attractiveness in a woman who's firm.
I agree with that.
Because
but that's the person.
Look, I'd have been off the leash for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And so as I'm getting older and I'm trying to be a very different person than I once was, I need a woman with a little bit of
aggressive
backbone, a little bit of backbone.
She'll yank that leash.
Yeah. It's like, hey, look, bro, what happened?
Then the other aspect of it is that it took for you to become older, which is a novelty that oftentimes women feel like they don't have, right? I can't wait for you to become 38 when I'm thinking that I might want to have kids by a certain age. So can I wait for you to get ready?
The women already make it their business to date men that are older because of that same notion.
But that would be a mistake.
Because like for me, I never dated older men because I always felt like they wanted to be my dad. They always wanted to tell me what to do.
So
let's not take that.
That was just
Older
my
men are
perspective.
not immature because older men.
Yes, a lot of yes, I agree.
In the same light though, I think even at a younger age, when you really like a woman, if you run into a woman who sets certain boundaries, if that's the woman that you like, you're gonna fall into line a little bit.
So
I'm that's the woman that you feel.
And that's what
But there's different categories that men put women into.
No, see, listen.
The jump off
There's a whole
bucket. You know what I'm saying? The wifey bucket.
So when you say hold up, so I'm gonna tell you the truth. Men do put you in a category like that, but the question also becomes, why am I putting you in that category?
Let's see what Jason has something to say.
My philosophy may be wrong, but it's a way deeper philosophy, and I think it dates back to way before any of us were alive. As Africans, not African Americans, Africans. If you do the research now, Africans have multiple wives, and it seems like that's a wrong thing, but that's why a lot of black men have the desire for multiple women. because we used to have multiple wives and everyone was happy. But when another race, I'm not going to name that race, came and erased our history, we lost who we are. That's why you have that desire in your body to want multiple women. It's not that it's wrong. Society has laced it as wrong.
Jason.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from.
I understand where you're coming from, brother.
I don't think it got nothing to do about history. I think
It's evolution. At the end of the day, we evolve.
Speaking, we could definitely have the conversation about slavery and how black men ended up in that perspective that they had multiple women, right? It wasn't necessarily intentional, but that's what the buck was for. So you had all these men impregnating a bunch of women and not having a solidified relationship because that was not.
It's a
generational curse.
I'm gonna wipe away the history because see, I don't feel like the history got anything to do with it. I feel like it's the day and age that we live in. We live in an age of instant gratification. We live in a day and age where it's like, I'm gonna get what I want.
Yeah, but the buck was
hold
always
on.
the buck, which was the man who had sex with different women and impregnated different women. That has been, I don't know, literized in our culture, right? That's what you want for a man. So all the women are running behind.
Wait.
Buck.
Sorry, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
And I don't really want to say this on camera. So but you have to look at black people, right? And how white people view black people and what they do. They know that we are smarter, stronger, and better than them. So what they do is they use the mind to control them. And manipulate. So they look at every situation that we're in and they say, how can I take what's going on here and make this better for me? So that's where the buck was created.
Absolutely.
However,
right? So that I can multiply this. I'll get a great woman with a great man and make this monster black person.
However,
and that's what happens, right? But you say you don't feel.
However, though, I'm gonna tell you because at some point, the reason why I understand what you're saying, but I disagree with you because the people that are woke consciously. See, I desire to be with one woman. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you're basically saying a person that go to jail.
My brother, can you rephrase that? Can you say the one right woman?
The one right woman. You're right. Thank you. The one right woman.
At the end of the day, that's what we all look for. I think we're saying the same thing.
But at the end of the day, again, I understand where you're coming from. But if I'm awoke in that area, because that's like saying a person that goes to jail can never be rehabilitated. Anybody can rehabilitate themselves. So it does come with evolution. You do have people that are stuck in that systemic way of life. But you have people, again, we're all here for a purpose. I'm hoping anyway, that we all feel like we want one person. So if you all want one person, again, your mindset is going to be different from that person that desires more than one.
Right, but how do you know that is the right way to live? Because your history has been erased.
Yeah,
you don't know
that
what
part
is
is true.
correct.
That's a whole other episode because no one person is going to do everything for you, emotionally, physically, mentally.
But that goes back to instant gratification.
And that's all fine and well, but is that one-sided thing on one side of the sexes? Right? So is it the man with multiple women, or is the man as accepting of the woman being with multiple men?
It's both.
There's always going to be a double standard with that.
No, we live in a world where women and men do the same thing. So you're telling me as a man that you're fine with your woman, or the woman that you believe is your woman being with multiple men. But see, I know I need you to answer my question. I need you to answer. I am not okay with that. Okay. But just like, but hold on,
But he just said that he was never accepting of having multiple women. He just said that.
But what's good for the goose is good for the
no. Time out though.
So examine the man for what he said himself. He said that he doesn't want that.
Thank you.
So we can't cross that.
You don't want to. That's where you don't.
That this particular man does not want that.
Right, but you can't
What
live
about
it.
this man?
You cannot live.
I don't want
you
that.
can't. But you can't. But you can't.
Hold on.
You can't live in a world.
Hold on, brother. I got you, brother. I got you. Hold on. Here's what fuels my fire and my desire for wanting one woman, and the correct woman for me is that I come from a background where I have parents that have been together for 50 years without issues. I mean, they had their ups and downs, but they've been together for 50-something years.
That's beautiful.
And as, not to get personal, as my mother is sick right now, right? My father is by his side and is emotional about how to get his wife of since they've been together since they were 19 and 20 together. A lot of people come from broken homes where they can't experience that.
Right.
So my ideology and philosophy on relationships might be different from somebody from a broken home.
Exactly.
And I have to learn how to be empathetic to that individual who doesn't share what my experience was. So
That's-
if I desire
that's where
that,
growth
that's because of what I've seen and what I'm accustomed to.
Okay,
But-
so then
but
let me
hold on,
ask you a
Now,
question.
find your man.
Relationship,
Hold on, baby,
are
hold
you-
on,
are
baby,
you
go,
your
baby, go,
dad?
baby, go.
Are you your dad?
Listen.
Are you your dad?
But hold on.
I thrive to be my dad.
But can I say something?
There's
Can I-
men that are
Your
not.
closing point.
Absolutely.
Let me say something really quick.
Okay,
though.
but I had to,
what you don't want.
I had to grow
Uh-huh.
to where my dad is. It didn't start
But
initially.
your dad
But
was
time
that
out.
man at
But
that
time out.
point.
Let me say something real quick.
My dad
You-
was- my dad
if
was
we're talking
in a
about
different
controlling your
time
crazy
period.
though, if we're talking about controlling your
It's a
crazy.
different time period.
You don't want to sit here and generalize every man that you meet because that's why you run the good men away. If you sit there and generalize, well, the last 2 or 3 Joe Smoes was players and pimps. What makes you different? You already put me on a pedestal with those people. You don't want to put me on that pedestal with those people because then you're gonna run me off. And I'm gonna try to find somebody that doesn't think like you.
Well, I think the nature of men is to have multiple women, whether it's white Mormons or black Africans, whatever you want to call it, that's the nature of men. For me, I have realized that in my life, it's going to be a fight every day to stay in a committed relationship. And a woman has to know that I'm fighting to be in that committed relationship.
It's your favorite blogger and only crazy coach, and I know you like what you just saw. Please like, subscribe, and share. Go on over to Creative Magazine Inc.